Spies with recording devices were sent into various churches to monitor those who opposed T.B.Joshua. Rejected and derided by the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, T.B. swore revenge. Using his doctored videotapes and staged miracles as his major thrust, he convinced the nation that he was bigger than all other churches.
He used us to pass wrong informations. He used us to stamp against people, against other ministries. He sends us out into churches, load our phones. We load our phones up to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Inside those churches, people will be talking, whatever the pastor is talking will be recorded. We dial a call. When we dial his number, the number will be reading in his office, and these things will be recorded. So many things about T.B.Joshua. He is an epitome of deception. He is a house of horror.
1 John 2 verse 18 says, "Little children, it is the last time, and as you have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time."
I was a junior prophet with him. I was in Ghana. I went to Ghana because Pastor Kayode, who was there, moved out of the church, established his own Awakena chapel, and took away all the members. I went there because T.B.Joshua sent the first person, Prophet Ben, and Prophet Ben could not perform. Prophet Ben was given outstanding instructions to go there and make sure that Kayode is bundled inside the boot of a vehicle and brought back to Lagos. But when Ben failed, he knew I was the person who could do it, so he sent me to Ghana. When I got there, I tried everything. I got his file from immigration, his original file. I realized that Kayode have established an NGO. He has a church. He's married there. He has 2 children. So he became a citizen. He was naturalized. And he has some strong men in his church who guide him security-wise. So everything I tried failed. I was still fighting this war when Kayode himself started sending texts to members that they should ask T.B.Joshua what he did to the wife. That his wife, the wife he married in Nigeria, he separated them for about 5 years. The wife was living with Lola. The wife, Lola Peters, Lola Kayode Peters, was living with T.B.Joshua in disciple quarters. While Kayode was living in Ghana alone for 5 years. More than 5 years. So Kayode took that opportunity because he knew what T.B.Joshua was doing with the wife. Kayode told everybody that T.B.Joshua pregnanted his wife and send it for him to Ghana, so that he wanted to prove to the world that T.B.Joshua is not what people think he is. And I was surprised. I came back to Lagos. I told T.B.Joshua, I said, this is what the man is saying. He said, don't mind him. But unfortunately, when I came back again, they said Lola told me had become big. And surprisingly, one morning, they said the baby, she had a miscarriage. They aborted the baby, so that the world will not know what T.B.Joshua has done. Today, Lola is living. T.B.Joshua is living. Peters is living. What about how he messes up people? People like Omokachi. Omokachi came there with problems. He has some knee injuries problems. He came there. Instead of T.B.Joshua helping this young man, instead of him praying for him, T.B.Joshua now plotted with us and told us that he wanted to convert Omokachi to the lowest disciple among us. And he did it. Omokachi never succeeded. When he went to one club in America, he could not perform. He came back in Lagos. He was virtually living in the synagogue church with us. And T.B.Joshua reduced Omokachi to a common supermarket attendant. And he was recorded without knowing. T.B.Joshua has made a complete documentation of Omokachi. What about Kanu Ampo? Kanu entered in when he had problem, trying to solve his problems. But he didn't know that he was recorded. And that is what T.B.Joshua had been parading to all great men in the world, that he healed Kanu and Kanu denied. And since he has the vision and the distance, everybody believed him. That was what he used to confuse Amokachi. That's what he used to confuse James Obiora, even though James Obiora was a bit tough for him. I joined the synagogue church at the age of 30. And by 41 to 42, I wanted to marry. And T.B.Joshua said over his dead body, I will not marry. I now said, okay. My eyes opened. I looked. I saw that this man was not whom he said he is. When we started this ministry, he was telling us that, see, that any day he start putting the money in his money in the bank account, that is the God will take away his power. Any day you start driving a big car, that's the God will take away. But I came back from Ghana one day to meet 4 jeeps. The house is building in his hometown, over $1 billion been put in it. This man has committed much havoc. Am I talking about the people he destroyed their lives? He tells people, when people come there with problems, we cancel them, especially the HIV, serious sicknesses. They should not take drugs. They should keep blessing water in the name of the God of T.B.Joshua. And people did that. And I'm telling you, they died in their thousands. But himself, T.B.Joshua himself, call me tomorrow face to face, I'll tell him. He takes drug. He sends our canteen woman, Mama Mike. She will go to a cotton market and buy herbs from herbalists. And we cook for him. He pours it. Mrs. Igodu will buy it. They will prepare it for him and put it in the fridge. He will be drinking it. What a deceitful life. People who have toothache in the church, he will tell them, no, bless water and don't take any drug, don't go to the hospital. But we have extracted the teeth of more than 50 disciples in the hospital. If any problem, you go to hospital. But members are dying daily. He has caused much harm to this country. He has caused much harm to the whole world. What about those that come in? After he has finished them up, he will send them to their countries and they will die. Is it the people who say we are healing? The Igbo people? The same drug, you will see they display their drugs in their present. Those drugs are not being thrown away. We pack them in. We look at them. If it is not much, we will search for them in Nigeria or the equivalents. We will mix them and put into the fruit juice they will be taken. If they spend 1 week in synagogue church, when they go back before the next 2 days, the problem will start. And when they call to tell us the attack has started again, we tell them it is their sin. They should confess.
One of T.B. Joshua's greatest coups against Nigerian Christianity was the capture of a popular young tele-evangelist called Chris Oyakhilome. The disciples recall all details of how T.B. Joshua plotted, lured, and enticed the minister, fooling him completely. Matthew 24 verse 24 reads, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect."
What about manipulations? What about creating confusion in the Christendom? The case of Chris Oyakhilome was a sample case. He gradually tripped Oyakhilome to come and visit him. He first put up a call to Oyakhilome. He put up a call to Oyakhilome after seeing Oyakhilome on television. Oyakhilome picked the call, answered it, and thinking it's a good gesture, promised to come and visit T.B.Joshua first. And when he came, we organized all our journalists, we put camera everywhere, we recorded Oyakhilome even up to the last step he made.